Welcome back to Father of Two Plays Sunless Sea Zubmariner. So we've stopped at King Eater's castle, and some kind person has told me to listen to... Hold on, officers. No, the irrepressible cannoneer. So we have to invite her to dine. We won't be able to do that this time, or right now, until we have more supplies, but we will keep that in mind. So let's check out this place. I know we've been here once before, at least once, but I think only once. Echoes stalk you through the colonnades. An old veracity lives here, in the far reaches of the Zee. The priests are long gone, but the sacrifices are still made. Perhaps you've come here to make a sacrifice. Perhaps the sacrifice is you. Sacrifice 3 sailors? No, we can't. We can't afford that. I forgot to get any before we left last time. Act of burning faith. We could use the terror reduction. Well, let's compile a port report first. Silence, desolation, the sense of an impending and terrible mistake. Everything is horrible. It's not really an appropriate title for a formal report, is it? Let's find something a little more clinical. Everything is horrible. It makes me think of, like the anti-song to Everything is Awesome from the Lego movie. Everything is terrible. Everything is the worst when you're having a bad time. Okay, let's continue on. Should we offer our stories? Offer your stories, all of them. What is one more departure among so many? This may take you elsewhere at the cost of all your Z stories. No, I'm not really desperate to be somewhere else. So I think we're done here, unless they got shops, which they do not. So back to Z then. Let's check our map. So we've been here exploring places we haven't been. I think we should come up this way? No. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if we come up this way, Eisteval is there, so we could always get more supplies. But I think we should just start heading back. So let's head east, north, slightly north and east. And we'll see what the Z has in store for us. Since our terror is so high, maybe we should have opted for the reduction in terror while we were there, but too late now. Varchis is not far, so we'll have to stop there on the way, I think. And we're gonna have to save up for a new ship soon, I think. I think that's our next, well, maybe buy the next house? It's hard to say. I've never beat this game, quote-unquote. Not that you can ever be, you know, done with it, per se. Sorry, that guy frightened me. But I've never finished a captain before. I've only had about 2 captains before this, maybe 3. The first one did terribly. The second, maybe the third as well. I can't remember if I did 3. Anyway, my captain after the first one lasted quite a long time. And then I had a computer crash, I lost my save, so I didn't have, I guess I've had 3 games, because I started one on YouTube, and I had to my laptop crashed again, so I had to restart, basically. Milliner bats. Had to restart. I lost anything that I'd built up with that captain. These seem terrifying. In fact, they seem so terrifying. I think we're out of here. Yeah, they're hurting our hull. Whew! I've never seen those before. Well, at least we decided to get away when we did. So my second captain that was off camera did very well and went a long time and left some nice things to the next captain, but my computer crashed. And then I played one on YouTube and my computer crashed, and now I'm glad to say I have a better computer. We've been to Varchis before, I won't bother reading everything. Compile a port report. Shops? No. Okay, let's go in. The guard at the mirrored gate smiles. Clearly, she remembers you. The blue-cloaked guard waves you through. Walk in the light of Mahir. So, this is the city of mirrors. The fungus carter or the white-cloaked guard? Let's talk to the guard. The suns embroidered on his cloak are picked out with gold thread, and the edge is jeweled with carnelian. Tomas! He presses his hands together in greeting, then gives you an anguished look. You look terrible! Are you sick with a terrible outsider's disease? Or is that what your nose is naturally like? Over your protestations, he gives you directions to the hospital. Oh, the medics are all butchers, to be sure, but they walk in the light of Mahir, he adds breezily, and then points out the guardhouse and the vague direction of the Temple of Mahir, and a street of bars and gaming houses. We don't want to get a reputation for being inhospitable. He laughs, as if he has made a grand joke, and you laugh along weakly. So we continue our explorations. Time to venture further than the outer district. Pardon me. The center of Varchis. Entertainments, the hospital, the guardhouse, the Temple of Mahir. Or Mir. I guess that makes the most sense, because they got mirrors everywhere, and their god would be Mir. And they've forgotten the meaning. Yeah, let's go to entertainments. There are bars and gaming houses to the west. Follow the clink of wine glasses and the companionable shouts. Tripped over that word. Join the gaming table. Chancy challenge, 50%. 51%, the arguing priests. Or 55%, the duelists. Let's talk to these arguing priests or interact with them. They are having a wine-drenched debate at one of the tables in the back. Do you care to listen in? No, the initiate... It's always a woman when I commit to the voice. No, the initiate shakes her fist at the irate novice. You cannot undermine a heard text with mantras from a remembered one. Apparently the difference is this. Heard texts were cosmic truths whispered by Mir himself at the ancient sages, or to the ancient sages. Remembered texts do not claim such illustrious origins and are merely passed down wisdom. The difference might seem trivial to you, but apparently this is a subject of heated theological debate. A few of the other patrons look on indulgently, and offer bits of scripture or shouted exhortations. We succeeded. The first tower bell has sounded. Well, I guess we got time. Let's just explore what we can do here. Join the gaming table. They are playing on an ornate board with pieces of mirrored chips and snakes made of bone. You can't seem to grasp the 7 basic patterns of the mirror pieces, and the other players can't seem to explain why you can't play the bone snake in the supplementary round. You begin to suspect they are making up rules merely to cozen the Tomas. We gained a terror, second bell has sounded, and we failed. Okay. Well, we tried. We'll try again another time, maybe when our veils are higher. The duelists. The courtyard is strewn with white sand. The duelists fight with curving twin-bladed scimitars in each hand. You could try your luck in an exhibition match. Sure, let's try it. The blades are light and deadly. There is an intent light in your opponent's eyes. You step together and then away, your blades kissing gently before scraping apart in a rasp of steel. Your opponent is going easy on you, but that is what you are here for. An exhibition match is meant to make both parties look good. It's hard to keep your mouth from curving into a sharp grin as your blades clash and chime. You sweat under all the reflected light, and your arms are shaking by the time the arbitrator calls time. Your opponent bows deep, a flick of eyebrows and a flourish of blades, and you do the same. We succeeded. Got some fragments and a memory of a distant shores. Alright, I guess we'll leave for now. Oh. Could we not... I didn't want to back all the way out. That was my bad. Let's go to the temple. The sound of the bells grows louder and more reverberant as you approach. It lies in the sacred district at the center of Varcha. Sorry, I forgot that description. The temple tower pierces through the city's heart, taller than the other 4 towers which stand at each of the cardinal points. Around the temple sprawls the sacred district, vine-covered stone shrines, still ponds glowing with algae and flash-finned carp. Priests in white, their wrists heavy with metal chains. There are no mirrors in the Temple of Mirror. Mirror? I keep tripping over that every time I see it. I want to say Mahir. The rest of the city has to make do with the mirrored light and the reflection, but Mir's most sacred space is filled with hundreds of lamps and lit candles of hard-packed phosphorescent fungus. Bas-reliefs. Reliefs, sorry. Pages isn't very high. Oh. Yeah, we could do that. Why don't we do that? What's this? Okay, let's do this one first, though. Dreams of smoke. They seem like something one of the priests might understand, if you had a mind to tell them. The Sun Priest listens to you describe your dreams with growing disquiet. Were you not taught to guard yourself when you sleep in a room full of mirrors? He asks, and then curses. Should priests curse in temples? I cannot believe the Tomas are so ignorant. You assure him that you are indeed quite ignorant, and wait patiently for him to finish another, more inventive round of cursing. There are dreadful powers in mirrors, is his unhelpful conclusion. He gives you a charm of bloodied snakeskin and scraps of paper written in an angular, unfamiliar script and tells you to hang it upon the nearest mirror before you sleep. A mirror charm. Let's check the bas-reliefs. Every surface of the temple is carved and worked. If you peer closer, the bas-reliefs depict Varchas' fall into the Neath. We failed and we gained some terror. Perhaps it is the sound of the temple's brass bells ringing, or the chanting of the sun priests, or the smell of incense mingled with the sweet rot. But the carvings swim in front of your eyes. You cannot make sense of them. What else could we do? Well, we can't do anything else here right now. The inn. We can't leave now, so we have to go to the inn. At evening, after the 5th bell, each Tomas is assigned a room. The light is endless and merciless. Will you sleep? All visitors to Varchas are given one night's accommodation in the city's only inn. It is a handsome stone mansion arranged around a pleasantly cool courtyard. Frescoes of city life are painted on the walls. Given how few visitors Varchas hosts, you suspect the inn is more usually used by philandering locals. Evening falls, or does it? The town's 5 principal mirrors are mounted on coiling spring mechanisms and alter their angles subtly to create impressions of evening. Across the city, the firekeepers throw pinches of colored powder into the lamps, and the quality of the light yellows to a softer brightness. The courtyard. We have a modest challenge, or a straightforward challenge, sorry. Cushions are arrayed around the marble fountain in the middle. Musicians pluck their instruments under the shade of the twisted, yellow-leafed trees. I'm just gonna have a drink here before I continue on. Their songs are curiously prosaic, the lyrics more like a biographical report than a poetic invention. You listen to a lake dredger's waterlogged, lotus-rooted dirge. You sway to the slow, steady ballad of the fungus collectors, and join in the lamplighters' quick-footed dance, which mimics their evening rounds. The evening finishes with the Song of Mir, which is sung to the accompaniment of stringed instruments and drums and polished glass prisms, which split the white light into rainbows in counterpoint to the notes. Oh, 3 memories of a distant shores. We succeeded. We lost some terror, which we gained while we were here, but that's fine. And we got some fragments. Use the mirror charms. You hang it upon the mirror by your bedside and hope for quieter dreams. It seems to work. At least you do not remember any particularly vivid dreams when you awake. You retrieve the mirror charm before you wake. Is it your imagination? Or does some of the script scribbled on the paper scraps seem slightly blurred? Oh, we lost some terror, that's good. Dawn in Varchus. Outsider time in Varchus is strictly rationed. Each morning at dawn, the guards visit the inn to eject any Tomas they find. They are polite, but very definite. So, Knells of the Towers, quality gone. We lost it. Oh, we gained a terror. Into the dark. Return, the guard tells you, but not yet. With that, they usher you into the darkness beyond the walls. You blink, mirror dazzles from your eyes. It's cold out here. Okay, and there was no shops. Or there was shops, but we didn't visit them, I guess. So we want to head north. Have we been to the Melting Isles? I suppose we have. We must have just been there. It's been like a week since I played last. We're gonna try and explore a little more of the Z up there, but I am quite afraid of those something bats. I don't remember what kind of bats they were. Terrifying is what they were. They beat us up pretty good. Oh, what is that? I don't think we want anything to do with that. Let's turn off our light. A jellyfish. So it's not a jillyfloor, it's a jellyfish. My god. We'll just continue on as if that thing wasn't there. How are our supplies and stuff doing? Not great. We're gonna have to skip Adam's Way if we want to explore this area to the east, north and east. So I guess that's what we'll do. We don't really have a choice. And we still, I think we're still gonna have to hope to find something to kill or somewhere to shop. I think we could take that on. Yeah, we could take on a behemoth stash. Ooh, it missed us. Nice, we got him. We needed that. Our hull is not doing great. We forgot to repair that as well. You've defeated a behemoth stash. The mouth gapes, the eyes are dull. Okay, we're gonna harvest its flesh and its mustache. The one is oily, the other is both oily and magnificent. A luxuriant treasure. Take its teeth as trophies and its bone for corsets. What of its mustache? So many possibilities. Cut it up for your exotic antimacassars? I don't know that word. Place it over the door of your lodgings as a warning to burglars. Sell it to the Young Stags Club back in London as a mascot. For now, let it remain in the compartment devoted to outlandish artifacts. 2 hunting trophies, Stygian ivory, outlandish artifacts, and 2 supplies. Open an unprepossessing mass. There's probably something horrible inside, but possibly there's not. We'll fling it overboard. A heave and a splash, it's gone. Well, we were actually fortuitous to find that when we did. Or it was fortuitous, we weren't fortuitous. What are you? We don't want to deal with you, I don't think. You're red around the border, so I assume you will try and kill me if you see me. You are trying to kill me. Okay. We'll use some speed to get them off our back here. I wonder if the Z becomes more dangerous the longer you play. Because I'm seeing a lot of nasty enemies. And some that I've never seen before. Let's go south. I want to try and reveal as much of this as I can. We have a fair amount of fuel and supplies right now. This would be the time to explore this. If there ever was one. A sudden fog of spores, Zaylor sneeze, the echoes... Oh. The sound echoes flatly in the soupy air. A carmine tint to the waves, we're approaching Adam's Way, where flows the mountain's blood. The crying heights, where the blue prophets call the names of those about to die. Terrifying. Well, a light ship. I guess it's not really a light ship, is it? I don't see any light coming out of it. It says it's a light ship. Far from home. Purchase fuel. Yeah, beggars can't be choosers, so... Your sailors chat uneasily while the light crew load the coal. Yeah, like I said, beggars can't be choosers. At least we got something out of it. Ooh, Isle of Cats. Oh, hello. Let's check that out on our way by. I don't know if we could stop there or not. I like me a cat. The false stars above are feral amber like tiger's eyes. The Stamford's Expanse, named for one who lost his child to cats. And discovered Port Cavendish, so we can go to the Isle of Cats. Interesting. Looks like a fairly nice place, considering, well, where we are. In the Z, if a place has lights, and those look like flowers even, it can't be all bad. Where there are roses. Port Cavendish, a scatter of yellow-lit honey dens and brightly painted alehouses. To the southeast rises the stone tower of Cavendish Abbey, its ramparts hung with crimson and gold banners. There are sailors from all across the Neath hauling cargo, dicing and brawling good-naturedly on the docks. The air carries the sound of Z shanties sung with more enthusiasm than skill, and the smell of roses edged with brimstone. Well, let's do the port report first. Oh, we could do Maybe's thing. First, let's compile a port report. Though the Isle seems at present beyond the reach of the Admiralty's laws, that does not mean that the Admiralty lacks interest in their activities. Roses and kings, you spend half a day observing the docks and note an astonishing number and variety of ships. Was that a connate trimaran nestled beside a vessel from the Iron Republic? The dockhands complain loudly that they have never been busier. The caddies talk ceaselessly and carelessly about the smuggling and piracy, but even the most hardened sailors lower their voices when they mention the king. They go even quieter when they talk about the Rose Garden. You make careful notes. Perhaps the Admiralty will understand what they mean, even if you don't. Sell sunlight? Oh, we could do that. We need that for our friend, I can't remember the engineer? The tireless engineer, I believe he is. Help Maybe's daughter search for her mother. She comes here, I know. She's always been fond of cats. Well, my father was something of a cat, and a very noble one at that. No luck. But oh dear me, do you know someone picked my pocket? She chuckles happily. I never noticed a thing. Fingers like spider hatchlings. She rolls a coin between her fingers, so I tracked him down and congratulated him and bought him a drink. And one thing led to another, and now he's asleep upstairs at the Rose and Tiger, and I'm down here with his purse. Would you like some money? It's so much fun, money. You begin to realize how drunk she must be. Anyway, no luck, but we'll find her. I can find anyone. She tries and fails to snap her fingers. Okay. Maybe the Isle of Cats is gone, but we got 100 echoes. That's pretty good. Overpriced supplies here, but like I said, beggars cannot be choosers. A piratical welcome. Welcome to the Isle of Cats, the wide-eyed dockmaster says brightly. Would you like to bribe me not to write down your details in this nice official ledger? Sure, why not? You hand over the coins and she tips... Oh, of course it's a woman. You hand over the coins and she tips you a sharp smile before waving you to the nearest alehouses. The entire process is straightforwardly corrupt and pleasingly efficient. Menaces, suspicions, okay. We're at the Rose and Tiger. The alehouse's sign is a tiger painted the color of rose petals. Someone has gone to great trouble and expense to gild the creature's eyes. They look out over the port, feral and unseeing. A caged hive of lamplighter bees hangs from the ceiling like a chandelier. A few sailors give you a hard-mouthed, assessing looks, but most ignore your presence entirely. Significant tokens. The catties all wear a pair of amber stones threaded around their necks or pinned to their collars. Cat's eyes, one of them says, for the Pirate King. As far as you could gather, the Pirate King's name is Leopold, and he controls all trade on the island. Half of the caddies believe that he can take the form of a crimson tiger and creep into their dreams. The other half suspect more prosaically that he simply eats those who displease him. Clandestine doings, a whispered conversation, the clink of coins, an exchange of goods. The merest taste. You turn your head as though you were admiring one of the mouldering draperies hung from the wall. A vial flashes in the buyer's trembling hands. He uncorks it, pours a few drops of thick red liquid down his throat. The vial drops to the floor. When you look back up, he is gone. You blink and look around. Nobody else seems in the least perturbed that a man disappeared from their midst. You pick up the fallen vial and examine the traces left inside. Sticky honey gleaming with redness entirely unlike blood. Religious observances. Is that a crimson-veiled nun? What sort of nun would be in a place like this? A mellifluous sister, of course. Oh, right, it's a woman. A mellifluous sister, of course. I can't do woman voices. Performing a complicated negotiation between veil, thick glove, and glass of mushroom wine. You ask what one of those is, and she snorts. I'm glaring at you underneath this blooming veil. You act appropriately cowed, and the mellifluous sister thaws a little. We are beekeepers and honey harvesters. The catties owe their prosperity to us, and the Pirate King, too. She slurps the last of the mushroom wine behind her veil, and the barkeep glides over to refill her glass, eyes respectfully downcast. We'll leave the alehouse. Laws of the land. The barkeep... Oh, I should have read this. There must be more to the Isle of Cats than drunken sots and Z-stories. Laws of the land. The barkeep stops you before you reach the door and hands you a brooch set with 2 amber stones. He waits impassively until you pin it to your clothes. Everybody wears the cat's eyes here, he tells you, moving aside to let you pass. Just a friendly reminder that the Pirate King is watching. It seems that no place, then, is truly lawless. So we have the Pirate King's notice. The honeyed tongue. Cavendish Abbey. We're not going to do any more here right now. Well, I mean, we should. We're here. Okay. The crimson-clad mellifluous sisters patrol its ramparts and tend their hives of lamplighter bees. Cavendish Abbey. The mellifluous sisters make their home in the richly appointed stone tower of Cavendish Abbey. Their thick gloves and crimson mesh helmets are worn less for modesty and more for practicality. They tend the hives of the lamplighter bees all across the isle and make a religious observance of harvesting red honey for the Pirate King. My actions will attract the Pirate King's notice, okay. 5 fuel? Oh, sorry, we can't do that. I guess we could go to the honeyed tongue, and that's about it. It is both brothel and honey den run by someone the caddies refer to as the King's Claw. Entering the brothel is like sliding into the dream of a surface orientalist. Jewel-embroidered cushions, bright silk drapes, gilded statues of elephants, sun bears, and clouded leopards. Silver censers release curling plumes of rose-scented smoke into the air. The courtesans are red-lipped and coal-smudged. When you catch their eyes, they smile back at you with professional interest. I guess we'll ask what red honey is. You know, of course, I don't. Only the particulars may have slipped your mind. One of the nearby courtesans' eyebrows lifts infinitesimally, but his reply is practice. When lamplighter bees suck the nectar of the crimson strain of exile's roses, they are driven to madness. They enter the brains of humans and harvest their memories. He shudders, as though imagining the process himself. Those memories are instilled in red honey. Each sip is a burst of memory on the tongue. Deliciously awful, isn't it? He flutters his dyed feather fan. We gained a terror, and that's all. Okay, well, before I end the episode, I will buy up some fuel, and I don't know, that seems good. 9 fuel, 5 food. Yeah, that seems like it'll do us. So, until next time, if you enjoyed it, please leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought. This is FatherofTwo, signing off.